Uh, Ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea could face a possible points deduction. I mean, this is exactly what we need, right? We don't even have enough points, and we could face possible point deduction. What is all this about? Honestly, when I first saw this news, I did not pay any attention. I still think this is too far-fetched. There's some issues that has happened in the previous ownership in regards to some transfer deals that took place in the likes of Willian and Eto'o, and apparently we've breached something, and we could face possible points deduction. Come on, man, come on! What is going on here? Let's go!
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get cracking into the news straight away. It goes something like this. Chelsea could face a possible points deduction if found guilty of breaching Premier League rules after new details of an investigation into their secret transfer-related payments, which involved the transfer of Willian and Eto'o in 2013, was revealed. 2013. I mean, I don't know what's going on. I guess similar sort of investigations are being taken place with Barcelona as well. I was going to say 2013, that's 10 years ago. What are we doing digging so deep into that? And on top of that, this is a new ownership. Like, what are the new owners meant to do about something that happened in 2013? I guess in Barcelona's case, you can probably target the club because I don't think club is owned by a private owner. They are run by presidents and whatnot. So you can always target. It's different style of running the club, Chelsea and Barcelona. So my first thought was, yeah, this is a totally new ownership now. How could you charge a new owner of something that has happened in 2013? But maybe they're treating Chelsea as a separate entity and the ownership as a different entity. Look, I don't think we're going to get points deducted, to be honest. The news at the moment shows that Chelsea have come forward. The new ownership has come forward and actually highlighted all of this upfront, keeping things as transparent as possible so that they don't get in trouble with the Premier League. So kudos to the new ownership and the financial teams to go through all the paperwork and go through all the numbers and whatnot, and coming out and being open about all of this. So I think that should reduce the punishment to a certain degree. Maybe it might be a slap in the wrist and some fines that we have to pay, financial fines. But I highly doubt we're going to get points deducted. That seems so ludicrous and ridiculous, to be honest. If it does materialize into some points deduction, we are dead. Like, we are already dead. We don't even have enough points. If we get points deduction, we are finito for this particular season. But I don't think we're going to get points deducted, ladies and gentlemen. A Premier League investigation into secret transfers related payments made by Chelsea during the Roman Abramovich era will include the scrutiny of financial transactions around the signing of Willian and Samuel Eto'o. This is coming from the Times. Chelsea are being investigated over Willian and Eto'o's transfer after being flagged up by Chelsea's current owners. As I said, our owners have actually come forward and presented this before this gets revealed by the Premier League. The Times understands financial records indicate the payment may have been made to Russian entities. Of course. They don't want anything to do with Russia, the UK government. That was separate from any transfer fee. And this is another bit of news. Sources have told the Times that the transfer of the Brazilian midfielder Willian and the Cameroonian striker Eto'o from the Russian club Anzi Makachakala in August 2013 are part of the investigation after they were flagged up by Chelsea's present owners. So I think this will definitely help our cause for not getting points deduction. I think, as I said, it'll just be most likely some sort of a financial penalty. when the new owners come forward and take the initiative on their own to show that these were certain things that happened in the previous ownership, I think the Premier League probably are not in a position to punish the current owners. And it shows good behavior and good conduct from Chelsea to be so transparent about all of these financial matters. The Times understand that financial records indicate that payments may have been made to Russian entities that were separate to the transfer fee. This is the statement from Chelsea. Chelsea's statement on the investigation over Willian and Samuel Eto'o's transfer. These allegations predate the club's current ownership. They concern entities that were allegedly controlled by the club's former owner and do not relate to any individual who is presently at the club. And I think this is the huge point, ladies and gentlemen, that none of the people that are involved right now are responsible for this particular matter. So, look, as I said, I think the points deduction situation is far-fetched. I think it's, journalists trying to sensationalize the situation, and I think us as fans, we need to use our brain and say that, look, there ain't going to be no points deduction for this. All right, next up, ladies and gentlemen, Mauricio Pochettino cannot take the blame for all of Chelsea's bad results, and the failure to sign a top-class centre-forward has certainly cost them, but pressure on him is beginning to build. He is still struggling to win over Chelsea fans who booed the team off. And look, this isn't the first time the team has been booed off. The team has been booed off quite a few times already this season. I'm not going to lie. It's been a couple of days since we lost against Brentford, and of course now we can logically think about the situation. Look, I don't think he's going to get sacked, but I do think the pressure is definitely on Pochettino. You cannot continue getting poor results. This is the thing, especially against Brentford when the momentum was going forward. That was a particular game that we expected to win. And to have lost that with the matches that's following up, it puts immense pressure on us. And now looking at the fixtures that's coming up, Pochettino has to somehow find some wins. He has to, because, as I said, he may not be sacked and there may not be any sacking conversation at the moment, but you start losing games to Spurs, to City, to Newcastle. We've got Brighton after, Man United. You best believe there will be a point. There will be a point where the fans, especially the match-going fans, don't worry about it. It's always the match-going fans. The match-going fans are the ones that will put the immense pressure on the owners, the board, to make a change. Us fans who live in social media, who are overseas fans, we can make as much noise as we want to in social media, but at the end of the day, I'll be upfront. We are not the ones who can force a change. It's the match-going fans. If they start losing faith, if they start booing, if they start making a lot of noise in the ground and demands for the manager to be removed, you best believe the manager will be removed. I'll tell you right now, nothing will be able to stop that. So look, the pressure is definitely on Mauricio Pochettino. I don't think his job is as yet on the line. The pressure on him is more, he's got to start picking up wins. But having said all of that, yeah, there are some excuses that we can give him too, in the likes of certain key players that are injured. At the same time, you can say that he's got to find ways to still deliver victories. He's got to take some blame too. Some of the starting lineups that he produced earlier on in the season, some of the in-game management in the likes of the substitution, some of his tactics, they're probably not suited. They're probably not well defined. And especially when we come across against teams that want to sit deep a little bit, we don't seem to have the answer all the time. Yeah, we've managed to create chances, no doubt. Players have got to take responsibility as well. Absolutely no doubts about that. That's not something Pochettino can do. But what Poch can at least do is figure out ways to create more opportunities. Do you know what I mean? We shouldn't be limited to just one or two chances a half. And the last game against Brentford, we didn't even make any proper chances in the second half. Maybe just one. And that's been the case in many of these games where teams sat deep on us, where we've created one or two chances, but we need to create more. So overall, look, I think Pochettino definitely needs to take some blame. There are reasons as to why we can be a bit more patient with him, because certain players are not available, certain key players. But at the same time, I feel keep losing in this manner, I'm telling you, the home crowd will force a particular change. Stamford Bridge, the fans at Stamford Bridge will definitely force a change. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what your thoughts are in regards to Mauricio Pochettino. Like, do you think he is under pressure? Do you think if he keeps picking up losses over the next few fixtures, uh, is there going to be any push for him to possibly get sacked? Look, I don't advocate for managers to be sacked. We need stability, of course, but at the same time, you can't prolong with plethora of losses, because what is the purpose of this particular season then? We have some sort of ambition, we have a target. The target wasn't to win the Premier League, the target was at least make it to the European spot. I still believe the squad should be good enough to make it into European spots, whether that's Champions League, whether that's Europa League, even, who cares, Conference League. If we don't make that and we fall below those positions, someone's got to be accountable for all of this stuff. If it's the manager, whether it's the board, whether it's the owners, someone's got to be accountable for another abysmal season. So let me know in the comment section, ladies and gentlemen, what you think about that. Mauricio Pochettino will be given all the time he needs at Chelsea. This is coming from this particular brother named Rahman Osman. He seems to be one of the legitimate Chelsea journalists out there. So look, as I said, I don't think Mauricio Pochettino is on the verge of getting sacked at the moment. But another 2 or 3 losses, I think all of that tune could start changing. Mauricio Pochettino, it's about creating a good atmosphere. You need to be in the right way with the fans, with the team. The team needs to translate the idea of the fans that they can trust, of course, both ways. I'm not talking about the mentality of the club, of the badge, about the fans, because Chelsea is about victories and strong mentality, about winning. It's about the team is young and we need to match this level. Look, there's a lot of things that Mauricio Pochettino has said here, which honestly does not make kind of contradicts one point to another. So I don't want to get deep into it. I think in one hand, he's trying to say that Chelsea is a big club and there is expectations to win. And, it's not about the mentality. The mentality is fun. But on the other hand, he's saying it's a young team. He's sort of giving an impression that to be patient, you can't have both ways, patience and win. Something's got to give. And, I'm pretty sure our owners this season probably did not expect to be at 10th or 11th at the moment, wherever we are in the table. I'm pretty sure they did not expect to be where we are in the table at the moment. I'm pretty sure they expected to be a lot higher. So, patience. We can be patient, no problems, but there is a limit as well as to how far low you can go. You cannot match last season after spending all of that money and providing a hierarchical structure as well with the board and whatnot. You cannot have the same season as we had last season. Last season was chaotic. This season's a lot calmer, and if we still emulate the same results as last season, I think that's quite embarrassing. Chelsea hope 52 million signing Christopher Nkunku will be fit to return from a knee injury after next month's international break, and he could help spark their season into life. Look, of course he can help spark the season into life, but we have to be very careful about this situation. I feel like all the eggs are in this basket of Nkunku saving our season. I don't think that's a pressure that is fair on Nkunku. This guy's going to come off a major injury, and we're expecting him to just come back and absolutely light it up for us. My first thought is we shouldn't rush him back. We need to ease him back. As soon as he's fit and he's training with us, I don't think he should just start for us immediately, because he could potentially get injured again. This is what happened to him at Leipzig. He got injured just before the World Cup, And then he tried to come back and he got injured again and then delayed his comeback for Leipzig last season. If we have the same situation again, here at Chelsea Football Club, we're done. And this player, I'm worried now. He's picking up some major injuries. I'm very, very worried. So we got to be careful. We have to be careful about this situation. This is why I keep seeing Poch talking about this. I keep seeing so many journalists talking about this. Oh, we can't wait till Nkunku comes back. Fabrizio Romano, so many times, we can't wait till Nkunku comes back. We are setting ourselves up for something of a major disappointment if this player, hopefully touchwood, doesn't get injured again. I feel like there's too much pressure being put on him. Definitely he will change the situation for us. Definitely he will make us a better team, but we have to be careful, very, very careful. And we as a football club need to find other ways as well. We have to find ways to win without Christopher Nkunku as well. Mauricio Pochettino, we try to identify that what is lacking, but it's not only happened from the beginning of the season, it was last season also with different coaches. It is something we need to fix. I don't say I'm worried, but we feel the responsibility and try to find the solution. So yeah, look, scoring goals has been a problem for us for a while. This isn't new to Mauricio Pochettino. All I can say is that this is what I've been advocating for: more creative players, finding more players that are going to be able to unlock a mid to low block. At the moment, obviously, Cole Palmer's doing a fantastic job. Christopher Nkunku is going to come and help that cause too. We need Mudryk to be as fit as possible and play as often as possible so he can add to that creativity piece for us. And of course, we need Nicholas Jackson, Armando Broja, all of these players to have better movement in and around the box. I don't want to keep seeing Ben Chilwell or Cucurella being the final player in the box, or being at the end of some moves and them acting as strikers. So this is where I think Pochettino needs to work with the current squad and try and have an attacking philosophy which creates more chances. I just feel we probably don't create more clear-cut chances. I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, the stats show that we have created a lot of chances. We're one of the top clubs, but I'm talking about clear-cut chances. Do you know what I mean? Like absolute clear-cut chances that should be goals. And if from those instances it's not goals, then obviously we need to go into the market and find other players that can help us finish off those opportunities. And one of these is Ivan Toney. Will cost at least 60 million for interested clubs in January. This is coming from Fabrizio Romano. I think at 60 million, that's probably a very good price. Look, I know all of this time I've been advocating that I don't want to think about another striker. I don't want to entertain anything. I'm fully backing Armando Broja and Nicholas Jackson at the attacking players that we have. But I think we've come to a situation where maybe it's foolish to keep backing these young, talented players. At the moment, Chelsea needs wins, and Mauricio Pochettino's job could be on the line as well if we don't pick up victories. So maybe it's prudent to look into the striker market in the January window and see what we can do. Similar thing with the goalkeeper position as well. We need to be in the lookout for a very, very good goalkeeper. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. For me, I think 60 million is a very, very good price for Ivan Toney, someone who is Premier League proven as well. And we shall see if, what level of fitness Ivan Toney is going to be come January. Obviously, he's not going to be, he hasn't played a lot of football due to the suspension. So he has to get match fit. He has to get match sharp again. And that may take a bit of time. If we end up buying him in January, I don't think he's capable of starting immediately. I think it'll take a good month to get sharp, to get back into full training, team training and whatnot. And then eventually, probably around February, he could probably start. So Victor Osimhen's name's floating around. I can't see how that happens in January. I know there's a lot of issues going around with Napoli at the moment, but I can't see how Napoli lets go of him in January, and it's going to cost a lot of money. I know there's other names in the likes of that Stuttgart brother, Gueresi. I think there's a Feyenoord brother named Jimenez, and a few of the other strikers that's floating around. I don't want to entertain any of those. It's either Osimhen or Ivan Toney for me. And I think Ivan Toney is the most sensible route to go with. Arsenal Football Club are looking to get a striker as well, so it's going to be a bit of a tussle. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of all the news that we've gone through. Let me know what your thoughts are in regards to the points deduction, in regards to Mauricio Pochettino possibly being under pressure. Let me know your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen, in the comment section. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time, see ya.